Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Jessica and I are going to be watching Barbie today. Welcome, Jessica.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here.
I am excited that you are here as well. We went to college together. We are amazing friends, and I hope we can do more of this
I
in the
know, I'm very
future.
excited about this.
Yes. So you said you saw a trailer for this, right, Jessica?
Yes, I have seen a trailer. I know that it's directed by Greta Gerwig. I know some of the stars involved,
Mhm.
but I haven't seen the movie yet. So I'm very excited
Yes.
to watch it. I've been wanting to watch it since it came out.
Yes,
So
I heard good things. I don't know anything about it besides the title, Barbie. I know Margot Robbie is in it and Ryan Gosling, but other than that, nothing.
I didn't have anything pink to wear. I did make a shiny pink drink that looks like gross orange brown.
You tried.
But
That's what matters.
I've got that, and I've got a pink pen for my notes.
And I'm so happy that you do because I got my pink pen out too because you got yours out. So, and this is the only pinkish shirt that I have. I was like, really? I thought I had more. I have nothing wrong, like nothing against pink, but
I
I
know I
just
love pink. I just don't wear. I just don't wear it.
yeah. So I'm wearing Superb Owl Party. What's that from?
I love going to superb owl parties.
Right?
They always have the best wings. Those superb owls.
I love it. So what we do in the shadows, that's a must watch as well.
Yes.
So shall we get into this, Jessica?
Yes. Let's get into it.
Woo, how fitting.
Everything's gonna be pink. It's gonna
Oh
be
yeah.
so pink.
The first little girl ever existed.
That's the trailer from the beginning. This little girl with the glasses.
Da-da!
Dun 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 dun
I love
dun dun
Margot
dun
Robbie.
dun.
She is so cute.
They hit the jackpot when they found her.
You're right. Woo!
They're mine too.
Yes.
Thanks to
Right now, this feels like a Barbie commercial.
Oh yeah. Pretty good one.
Oh, problems with feminism and equal rights have been solved. That's good to know.
Barbie Land, oh boy.
And here is one of those Barbies now, living her best day every day.
Look at the bed sheet. Does she stay like that? They're really skinny.
The narrator is annoyed that the singer's annoyed the narrator's talking over her.
Turn to the Barbie next to you. Tell her how much you love her. Compliment her. Reporter Barbie, you can ask me any question you want. How come you're so amazing? No comment.
It's a fail.
Seriously, no comment. I love you guys. It expands them.
Amazing. Just so happy and positive.
It is. I want to know what this Barbie does. She keeps going to all these things, but she's not like the person who's doing the thing.
Nope. Invisible kid.
She's just like the personal cheerleader Barbie. Like she goes places and supports her friends.
I got us both ice cream. Cool.
Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
Oh my
Hi,
god.
Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Ken.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
Oh boy.
Hi, Barbie.
Is he gonna do it?
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, hey, Barbie. Oh, looks like this beach was a little too much beach for you, Ken. If I wasn't severely injured, I would beach you off right now, Ken. I'll beach off with you any day, Ken. Want my ice cream, Ken? All right, Ken, you're on.
It's so funny seeing him like that, the villain
Beach off.
from
Anyone who wants to
Secret
beach him
Invasion.
off has to beach me off first. I will beach both of you off at the same time. Beach yourself off. How are you gonna beach both of us? That doesn't make sense.
What are we talking about?
You're gonna beach both of us.
Nobody's gonna beach anyone off. Okay?
Let's go.
I spot the doctor in the
Heal
background.
up in no time. Actually, in the time that it took for me to say that sentence, you healed.
Fantastic.
Nice.
They're having like a who can be cooler off. Who can lean against this pillar.
Oh, yeah. You're not supposed to.
No, he's not part of the planned choreography.
Yeah.
Hey, Barbie, check this.
Oh no, he's special.
Magical.
Like that, Ken.
This is real rage. You guys ever think about dying?
Whoa. That's not a word that we know. Rewind.
I don't know why I just said that.
I'm just dying to dance.
Phew.
I am. You're welcome.
Precedence here.
You're welcome.
Uh-oh.
So why is she changing?
That's what you get for not eating your waffle yesterday.
Ah,
Just says expired in big cursive.
they make stuff like that.
She's gonna fall.
Oh no, you're right. Oh god.
Are you okay?
Hi, Barbie. I'm fine.
A-okay.
You're gonna freak out.
Stop it, Ken.
I'm sorry.
Play with her too hard in the real world.
Oh no.
So now we know which Barbie she is, though. She's stereotypical Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real Barbie thing. That is a dog you can make poop and then clean up
Ew.
its poop after.
Gross.
What's cooking?
Ah.
Hi. Welcome. Welcome to my weird house.
Whoa.
Hi, how are you? You're gonna start getting sad and mushy and complicated. No! What do I have to do? You have to go.
Very interesting concept.
So should it... Whoa! So, what would be then? You can go back to your regular life and forget any of
Sandals.
this ever happened. Or you can know the truth about the universe.
Morpheus.
Yeah, the red pill and the blue pill.
Is now yours. So there is no option.
The illusion of choice!
You have to fix the rip yourself. Don't blame me, blame Mattel. They make the rules.
Right?
Thank you. Go. Be careful. I love you.
I don't want to leave. I'm trying to find reasons not to leave. Please stay.
I'm gonna miss you guys so much.
Also didn't mention it, but I love how the sign was, so you don't get cellulite.
That is hilarious.
There's the doctor!
Oh, dang. I was hoping that you'd follow.
What are you doing here?
I'm coming with you.
Please get out.
I kind of get why she didn't say he could sit in the front, though. Everything seems like slightly
Very small.
smaller than it should be.
Yeah, just like the play sets and stuff, and Barbie's always so big compared to their sets. Woo!
Oh, they could have Holland for a little bit on the way to the real world.
And there's no undertone of violence.
Mine very much has an undertone of violence.
Construction site. You need that good feminine energy.
Ladies! Yoo-hoo!
Oh, you got fries with that? I said you had a hot body.
Oh no.
Oh god, yeah. Remember Philly?
I can see myself.
Yes, I do.
Happened all the time in college.
But I'm picking up on some sort of entendre, which appears to be double. And I would just like to inform you, I do not have a vagina. And he does not have a penis. We don't have genitals.
That's okay. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Janitors.
Very progressive construction workers.
Woman power. Look! The Supreme Court.
They're so smart.
Uh-oh. Whoa!
I think we should get some different clothes.
A little better.
No. Go for a walk or something.
By myself?
Yes.
Really? Where?
Anywhere!
Can I go that way?
Yes. Okay.
Ken.
Like having a 2-year-old with you.
Yeah, I think he won't look away.
Little one thing.
Okay.
Bored.
He won't stop looking at
Oh
her.
no! He's learning bad lessons. Uh-oh. She became a teenager.
She stars on her butt.
That would be 3 people from sex ed in this movie.
That's funny. I love it when they do that with shows and movies.
I want irrepressible thoughts of death, Barbie.
Yeah, a lot of people probably could relate to that, unfortunately.
And sparkle.
How funny.
I get excited and passionate. And when you think of sparkle, what do you think of after that? Female agency. Excuse me?
Is that what you think of after Sparkle?
It's not going to be what he said.
Whisper down the lane.
Completely different. Oh no! Malfunction.
You killed Will Ferrell. He's dead.
No one rests until this doll is back in a box.
That's so funny.
Oh no, she's gonna embarrass her at school.
Favorite woman of all time, Barbie.
You really think you're Barbie?
Yeah,
She's crazy. Think she's from like an insane asylum? So you're like Barbie like a professional bimbo?
no, Barbie's not a bimbo. Barbie is a doctor and a lawyer and a senator and a Nobel Prize winner.
You're a Nobel Prize winner?
Oh no, not me, but Barbie is. Yeah. Aren't you guys gonna thank me, give me a big hug for being your favorite toy?
Oh
We haven't
no.
played with Barbie since we were like 5 years old.
Describing something stereotypical. Barbie is so much more than that. Look at
But
yourself.
she's stereotypical.
She is stereotypical
I am
Barbie.
technically stereotypical Barbie.
You set the feminist movement back 50 years. You destroyed girls' innate sense of worth, and you are killing the planet with your glorification of rampant consumerism.
No, I'm supposed to help you and make you happy and
She's not
powerful.
wrong.
Oh, I am powerful. And until you showed up here and declared yourself Barbie, I hadn't thought about you in years, you fascist.
Oh no.
Oh.
Okay. No,
Oh no. She said it out loud.
Uh-oh.
appendectomy,
But I'm a man.
but not a doctor.
Please? No. Can I talk to a doctor?
You are talking to a doctor.
Can you give me a coffee?
No.
And I need a clicky pen?
No.
And a white coat?
No.
And a sharp thing?
No.
There he is. Doctor!
Somebody get security.
You're gonna go back to jail.
For a job on the beach. So you want to be a lifeguard? I'm not trained to go over there. I'm trained to stand confidently right here.
There's nobody in danger here.
Even if there were, I'm not trained to save them.
Good for you.
Can't even beach here!
Temper tantrum.
She thinks I'm a fashion.
Who are you?
Or Mattel.
Mattel?
But
Danger, danger.
Goodness.
Are you kidding me?
Maybe she was part of that world or something too.
Maybe she was the one playing with Barbie.
Guys that brought me.
Maybe.
It definitely wasn't that Sasha girl.
The guy on the right, by the way, is the one that looks like my cousin.
Oh, nice.
The guy. Oh no.
Ken isn't something we're worried about.
Oh, you're just gonna leave him there?
Okay, I'll get in the box then.
All right. Yes.
No, don't get in the box.
But since I came all this way, could I just meet the woman in charge? Your CEO?
Oh, that would be me.
Oh, your CFO.
Me, remember Bruce Barbie?
Flashback.
That did not sell very well.
Uh-oh.
Not the ties.
Oh my god.
Oh, you know what? Before I get in the box, could I just run to the restroom and make sure my hair is perfect?
I'll capture you.
I ran away.
I always find I think best at kitchen tables.
Doesn't know how to do it.
How do I do this?
Sit. You'll find a stairwell down to the lobby.
Okay,
See an old Barbie?
thank you. Ruth. Ruth. Thank you, Ruth.
You're welcome, Barbie.
Get it!
Oh, connection.
It is. It's her. She's the one that played with her.
Pure memories.
Aw.
Aww.
Yes? I don't even know where to start with this wishing a Barbie to life crap. Oh, Sasha, listen, I'm just a boring mom.
Uh-oh, Mattel's after you.
Is a strong word.
Wake up, Mom. Wide awake, Sasha.
And she's awesome.
I
Whoa!
want to be a 14-year-old girl and think you have it figured out.
Dad? Yeah, it was Dad.
And there's
back.
gonna be like a revolution of Kens creating a patriarchy.
Oh no, that's a possibility.
He's my favorite Barbie.
Oh, look at the raccoon.
Don't tell him, but I never got a Ken. That's because
She's not even impressed at all. They're all in sync.
A little like sound effect of their heads turning.
Yeah, whoosh.
Excuse me, sir. They've gone to Barbie Land.
Dun, dun.
This poor woman.
Oh god.
Oh no!
You're right. John Cena.
John Cena just is a mermaid.
Oh, it's wonderful. Face. Ooh.
What about Mini Baby? Like this mini fridge?
You're stepping on it.
this is my dream house. It is my dream house. It's mine.
Kendom Saloon.
This is no longer Barbie's dream house.
Kendom.
This shall henceforth be known as Ken's Mojo Dojo Casa House.
You don't have to say dojo and house.
And Casa.
But you do because it feels good. Try it. Mojo Dojo Casa House.
Mojo Jojo.
Straight, how weird is it? Whoa, boss. These Mojo Dojo Casa houses are literally flying off the shelves. The kids are clamoring for them. Kenny's on t-shirts, mugs. It's the #1 tattoo.
Number one
That
tattoo.
started auditions for the Ken movie.
Like foosball on top of the foosball.
I have hats.
Where are my hungry boys?
This is what happens when men ignore their mental health. They turn into this.
Oh god.
That's enough. TV remote. How's that feel?
Left out.
It is not fun, is it?
But you could have said this with your words. Instead of whatever this is.
Yeah, maybe she never listened.
I mean, yes, obviously she, you know, is limited by Barbie-ness until her trip to the real world.
Oh, like a doll.
I almost felt bad for you, but you are exactly what I thought you were.
Oh no!
Helen!
Same thing.
It's that scene from RRR where they shoot the car.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's a ton
Tell the
movie.
cats I'm trying to escape. I cannot sit on one more leather couch. It's gonna break my spirit.
Oh wow, look at him go.
He learned all this from Scott Pilgrim.
Yes, I love that movie too.
This car doesn't have an engine.
Oh no, it says Kendom.
Go to sleep.
Shut up, Alan. We're going back. Let's go get my doll.
Nice.
Hello? Humans. We're fine.
She just pretended to be part of the wall.
I guess so.
Weird house. Hi. I'm Weird Barbie. I am in the splits. I have a funky haircut and I smell like basement. Oh my god, I had a weird Barbie. Yeah, you did. You make them weird by playing too hard. It's cool.
That's Sugar Daddy Ken. And you're in Magic Ken.
Sugar daddy.
It's the wrong person to cast if you want to make this point.
You're beautiful.
It's not just
At least they called that out.
smart enough to be interesting.
You're so smart.
I can't do brain
I feel like we
surgery.
changed her makeup. And now she's not pretty.
I'm not the president.
But somehow we're always doing it wrong.
You have to be thin, but not too thin.
And you can never say you want to be thin. You have to say you want to be healthy.
But also, you have to be thin.
Are you doing everything wrong? But also, everything is your fault.
It's like I've been in a dream where I was somehow really invested in the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. But what you said broke me out of it.
Really?
How are we gonna get the Barbies away from their Kens?
We have experience with a world like this one.
Do you have a map of Barbie Land? What do you think?
You can't jump. Yoink.
Robert Evans in the architecture of the 70 studios. Can you start the movie?
There's a lot of stereotypes happening in here, but they're very funny stereotypes.
Advances without damaging their egos, because if you say yes to them, you're a tramp, but if you say no to them, you're a prude. I don't want to touch a foot. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Confused about money. I just have all my money in a savings account.
That's totally wrong. You need treasury bonds, corporate bonds, CDs.
No one has
Quick,
CDs.
start talking about Bitcoin. Oh no! She's all that!
Now we can see your beautiful face.
And then there's pretending to be terrible at every sport ever.
Here, let me show you.
Let me show you.
He brainwashed your friends. He wants to control the government.
True.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
It's like I'm a woman already.
Welcome.
Is this what it's like? Girlfriend, if you'll still have me.
You just hold on for 1 second.
He's gonna do a dance.
Sublime! I have to think about that.
Play cool, play cool.
Sublime.
She won't notice.
Okay. Come on in. I'll play the guitar at you.
I need to know how much water Ryan Gosling didn't drink to get, like, the cave in his chest.
It's impressive.
He has to be so dehydrated right now.
Look at them all there. Ha, ha, ha.
Texting.
No one.
Ooh.
Sorry, 1 second. It's a beautiful song that you're playing.
Yes. Want to sit here and watch me do it while I stare uncomfortably into your eyes for 4.5 minutes?
Uh-oh.
Guns, tennis rackets, and volleyballs, and slap fights.
And beach jobs. Oh, this will be entertaining.
Doesn't seem to matter what I do, even die a life of blood fragility.
I've never seen a fight like this before.
The slow motion is very good. Slow motion.
So dramatic. Got the horse.
He's giving CPR to his horse.
Uh-oh.
No, they finally made it.
I know, it took forever. Oh.
I got shot in the hospital. Are there real weapons here?
I want that bandana.
I don't want to be in a fight, but if the fight was using dance moves and, like, showing your
give it a
vest
shot.
off. This is very good. I'm enjoying all of those. Woo. Are they all friends now?
I hope so. Self-discovery. I like Alan.
They do need to still address the Ken situation.
Gonna talk.
Are you okay?
Totally.
It's okay if you're crying.
These ears are amazing.
Wah, wah.
To be honest, when I found out
Real
the patriarchy
problems.
wasn't about horses, I had lost interest anyway.
That's okay. Oh, I didn't mean to suggest,
I just don't know how to handle without you.
No. This isn't the answer.
I feel so stupid. No. I look so stupid. I look so
He's really having trouble finding a middle ground.
Oh, you look so cool.
Okay, Ken, you have to figure out who you are without me.
not even beach. Maybe all the things that you thought made you you aren't really you.
Wow.
Barbie!
Oh, that's great. They're each other's Barbie and Ken.
I want you to have it.
That's nice.
Whoa.
It's right. It's just so hard to be
What
a
are they
leader.
doing?
It's my boss.
It's ah! Oh, Mitch. Gosh, I thought we discontinued her.
Aw.
Look, do you know how many times
Poor Midge.
I've wanted to stand up in a board meeting and just say, can we just tickle each other?
She's...
Let's have a company retreat and just tickle each other. So go get me.
What?
So go get me.
Yeah, I know. I don't know about that part.
No, don't hug me. Don't hug me.
Lower circuit court.
Oh, come on.
As long as we can wear robes.
Well, the Kens have to start somewhere. One day, the Kens will have as much power and influence in Barbie Land as women have in the real.
Okay, and they're listening.
Inventor of Barbie.
Oh, that's so cool.
Her ghost keeps an office on the 17th floor.
Who goes?
Her ghost is just her.
Who invented Barbie looks like Barbie? I'm a 5'0" grandma with a double mastectomy and tax evasion issues. Nobody looks like Barbie. Except, of course, Barbie. Take a bow, honey.
Thank you.
Good.
I like how in like the 5 seconds between when they were together, he got this fuzzy thing embroidered.
Oh, I know. Magic.
I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do now. I've always been stereotypical Barbie, and I don't think I'm really good at anything else.
You saved Barbie Land from patriarchy.
That was very much a group effort.
And you helped that mother and daughter connect.
I want to do the imagining. I don't want to be the idea. Does that make sense?
I always knew that Barbie would surprise me, but I never expected this.
Do you give me permission to become human?
She has
You
the
don't need
power.
my permission.
But you're the creator. Don't you control me?
I can't control you any more than I could control my own daughter. I named you after her.
I used to float. Now I just fall down.
Did she just pass away?
Maybe she really was haunting the 12th floor.
Maybe she was. I know that was just a joke.
Of Barbie Land for the pastels and plastics of Los Angeles.
I'm here to see my gynecologist.
Oh no!
Woo! I feel alive.
Alan, he's Ken's buddy.
Yeah. I knew there were a lot of Barbies and Kens, but I had no idea there were this many out there. And I know we didn't even, like, cover all of them. That's so disgusting. Push down her tail.
Sugar,
Sugar
Daddy,
Daddy Ken.
Earring Magic Ken.
I wonder how many
Oh
Barbies.
no, that's the growing up skipper with the boobs.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, that was insane. Yeah, TV, I get that, was just
Oh, it
pushing
was supposed
it.
to be like a video camera in the front. I thought that was like a brooch, but that was like the camera.
That's kind
with
of
the
like
screen at the
disturbing
back.
too. I mean, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Well, back then it wasn't like, but like technology has advanced so much
yeah.
since then. Where, but that wow, I mean, I did have a couple Barbies growing up.
I just remember having Barbies. So probably stereotypical Barbies.
Yeah,
And maybe like a house or something.
houses were
I'm sure I
huge.
had like a horse. I probably had a horse.
I was huge into My Little Pony growing up, and like I never had like a Barbie doll or a Barbie house, but I know a lot of people who did, and that was like really big when we were growing up. But I had like a couple Barbies, but I never really played with them. I always played with Ghostbusters. That was my thing, and Ninja Turtles. So I was totally like a tomboy growing up, and I have a twin brother, Tom, who's also on the channel, and you're brought up a certain way, and these kids are playing with these dolls, and you think you're supposed to be this way. And just seeing that you have to be perfect, and it's not how it should be. Like, you could be yourself. You could be beautiful without makeup. Just all these different things to feel like you're beautiful.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a lot of like, there's back and forth. Like, both things can kind of be true. Like, at one time, Barbie is an inspiration. Like, you're a kid, and Barbie is a doctor, a lawyer, a astronaut, or whatever she wants to be, and you think, oh yeah, I could be that too.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she is definitely like this ideal that isn't real. So she like kind of represents this.
Yeah.
You know, you can never be Barbie. She's perfect.
Too perfect, and you'll never be good enough. It just gives
Yeah,
you that
exactly.
goal of you're never going to accomplish 100% what you think you should be, and it's bad. But I just love what all the Barbies went through. They changed when Ken's took over, and they were brainwashed by it, and then they really clicked. You know, when
there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, there was a whole lot. And so when they were told like how things really are in the real world, they just became real themselves. Their minds were opened. It's good to see that. Like, it's good for kids to see that.
Yeah.
You're brought up a certain way, you think things should be a certain way, and it shouldn't be like that.
Which America Ferrera's speech, I like wrote down, like, she killed that speech.
Oh yeah, she really did.
Like, you can be this, but then you have to be that. You know, you can be pretty but not too pretty. You can be smart but not too smart. And you have, like, I feel like that's definitely something that you feel. And like, maybe it's not always something that is real in that specific moment, like specific people that you're with, but just in general, like, you can feel that. And like, growing up, you know, I didn't raise my hand all the time that I could have raised my hand, because then I would be the girl that raised my hand too much. So I had to make sure I wasn't raising my hand too much. You know, like, you feel like you have to kind of keep yourself in this, you're not allowed to like do all the things or be all the things, because if you are, then you're being too many of the things.
Yeah, it's like you overthink things for no reason, and then you're not truly being yourself, and you're not accomplishing what you could accomplish because you're restricting yourself. And
some part of you is feeling like you have to hold yourself back and be this other thing, this like model. Yeah. And
I love how we saw Barbie and Ken struggle with reality. You know, we had the main Barbie and Ken who went on this adventure together, and he was just as lost. Like, Barbie had more of a direction where she knew things were messed up, and Ken just kind of went along in the ride, and he was just like funny and like loved everything and was just kind of confused on how the world works. I'm glad they both got lost together, or kind of able to discover themselves separately.
Yes, and then come back together.
Yeah.
But I think it was pretty much the point of like the end with Ken of learning that he is someone without her. Like, before, he couldn't walk away without like looking back at Barbie when I'm looking
the whole time. The little kid, like you said.
And now he's Ken up. He's learned that he can just be Ken. Yeah. He doesn't have to be someone with her specifically. He can be himself. And obviously, you know, before he thought his job was beach, but now I think his job is horses. I think that's really obvious.
I could definitely see that. He'd be good with horses. I hope he would be good with horses. And to see him struggle so much, where he really, in a way, he thought he truly loved Barbie. And I really thought at the end, like, the more we watch this movie, I'm like, okay, they'll figure it out. Maybe not be together, but maybe work at a relationship once they, like, understand what they want on their own, and then they can come together as like real people or something. But the more we watch this, I'm like, I can't see Barbie doing that, because she's very independent and she doesn't want to be stuck in this, that, you know, what she's supposed to do. So with Ken, I like how lost he was all the way through, and at the end he was still struggling with that concept, and he wanted to be with Barbie so much he didn't know what else to do. So to see that struggle was good.
I really like that both of them at the end, they're not like, it's like, there is no like, there's only one ending for people, you know, there's everything else is existing, and that's with both of them. They're both he's struggling to still struggling with himself and who he is. She's still learning and learning new things, like how to go to a gynecologist.
I love that. Like, of all things, I didn't know what she was going to say, but I didn't expect that. So.
Job interview was what I was going with in my
head. Me too, actually.
It was gynecologist.
Yeah, I mean, gotta do it in real life, right? You gotta get checked out or whatever. But I like how, even though she was like bouncing off her world and kind of like connecting with the real world, and she was troubled, and you know, she was so super positive in her Barbie land, and then when she went to the real world, it was really heavy. It was really hard for her and depressing in a way. But then she came around and became more herself, and then was excited about a gynecologist appointment. Like, it just shows full circle now that she is who she wants to be. You know, she's in a different light, and she still sees things in a positive way, but it's not fake anymore. It's not pretend. Yeah. So I do like that a lot. And, you know,
one of the things I thought was really interesting was when she went to the real world, and she got to like feel this like male gaze. You know, before there was no objectification, there was no anything like that. It was just, you know, her and her friends constantly. And she goes to the real world, and suddenly she's just, people are like, oh, hey, you're hot, or whatever.
Yeah, constantly staring at her.
And not even in an obviously like pleasant way. Like, the people were like ogling her. And to experience that for the first time has got to be a bizarre, you know, like I kind of remember starting to experience that the first time as you start to grow up, you know. Yeah. But that was a long time ago. But there's bizarreness about it. There's just, you're like, this is weird. I was like a person a moment ago, and now you've made me into something else.
Yeah, what a shell shock to go through that, and for her to see all these eyes on her. I'm so happy she was very self-aware about that too. It wasn't like, I know she's naive going into this world, but it's not like she doesn't get it, and she has all these different feelings. She's never experienced anything like this before. She wasn't just like, yay, how are you? Like, right when she was getting weird looks, she knew immediately, like, okay, these people seem kind of negative and violent, and, you know, so that was kind of good to see that, that she could adapt easier. Ken, not so much. He was definitely more on the, wahoo, this is great, kind of not paying attention to what's going on around him. But I am very happy she was self-aware. And even though it was different, it did remind me of the movie Enchanted. You've seen that, right?
Yes, I've seen Enchanted, yeah.
Okay, and, you know, it was a little different, but you have a fantasy world that goes into the real world, but the princess was very naive. And I really do enjoy that movie, too. It's different, but she was extremely naive and just didn't understand the different, like, cues, interactions. But this, like, she was spot on. And Margot Robbie, I think she's an amazing actor. And
she did fantastic.
Fantastic. And I love her as Harley Quinn. She's played many roles, but we've seen her as Harley Quinn a few times on the channel. And seeing her in this role, when she got really emotional, like extremely serious and depressed and was crying, I really felt that. Like, she was very believable, and I like seeing the different roles that actors can do, because sometimes you just get used to seeing them in one particular role. So,
which I feel like maybe a lot of it was probably makeup and hair, but there was a sincere difference between her at the end and her at the beginning. Like, she was definitely Barbie and then human.
Yeah, you know, you could really feel it.
She looked like the way she carried herself. Her
more
facial
natural
expressions, everything was definitely human, Barbie. Two separate things.
Little makeup, but nothing too crazy. Like, she was really done up as a doll in the beginning, and, you know, and I just love the different things you would see. Like, especially, you didn't have to play with Barbies to really understand it at all, but the feet right away when she was on her tippy toes, and I was like, oh my god, it's all Barbies. I didn't even think of that, because the Barbie I had, and I guess all of them were like that, where they had the high heels and stuff.
They all got high heels.
Yeah, mine lost its high heels. I think it was just barefoot for the longest time. But, and a big thing too in high school, which was really bizarre, but people would actually like take the heads off Barbies and wear them as necklaces. Did you know that? It wasn't like a
I
very
mean-
popular thing, but that was huge. Like, people would do that.
We didn't have that in my high school, but I would believe it.
Yeah.
For sure.
I never joined that or anything, but I was just like, oh, okay, I don't want to do that. Not Barbie, but I did have a Rainbow Bright doll. It was a pretty big
I had
one.
Rainbow Bright. Yes.
And my mom and dad bought that for me, and I had it for like a few months, and they nicknamed me Rainbow Bright. That was always my name growing up, right? So I wasn't huge into playing with dolls, though. Again, I had Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles, and that's what we would play with. And I had my twin brother, so like he doesn't play with dolls, and we would just like play with that. This Rainbow Bright doll, at one point, I just had it sitting on my dresser, and Tom came in, and he was being good. He was trying to make me laugh, and I think the doll fell, and it grabbed his attention. He grabbed it, and he started like playing with it and trying to like make, he had a funny voice that he was doing with it. And I was laughing, and somehow he knocked it against a dresser, and then I laughed harder, and so he started hitting it harder and harder against the dresser, and the head popped off. So in that moment, I was very young, but in that moment we were like, ha ha, like I was laughing so hard, then the head popped off, and I just started screaming. I was like, ah, I was just crying. My mom came in, and she's like, what'd you do to your sister? And I was just pointing, poor guy. But that was like the only true doll that I had, and I was just like laughing because that's like the funniest
Suddenly
memory.
it's body horror.
I know, and Tom, his face too, because he was like trying to be a good brother, and he's like smiling and laughing because I'm laughing, and then when that head popped off, we were both like, oopsie. And I'm sure siblings have done way worse with dolls, but he was trying to be funny. But anywho, yeah, like to see it to this extent, I'm sure a lot of girls, guys or boys too, but a lot of girls had Barbies growing up. And to always be reminded every day playing with these dolls that this is how I should look, like that's terrible. It's really terrible. So I'm glad this was like an eye-opener for everyone to look at and see. Because even though I was aware of it, like I didn't realize like how extreme, how many Barbies there are, how many stereotypes.
They did a fantastic job in the casting of there being like different body types, different skin colors, all of that. But like, I feel like that's not probably represented in actual Barbie. I haven't.
I'm glad you brought that up because they even have
a while. So maybe I'm wrong, and maybe there's a whole new slew of Barbies out there that like are perfectly represented.
You guys can let us know.
Yes. But growing up, that's not the Barbies that I got to experience.
Yeah, me too. I mean, some were maybe brunette, but it was mainly blonde hair, all super skinny, super tall. And speaking of the height, I did notice in this with all like the sets that they had in Barbie Land, and like even like the objects that she was interacting with, like everything was super small. So if you ever played
the proportions are like
like out of proportion, and Barbie is huge. So even though Barbie's like play size, like everything else was miniature. So it's like she could barely fit into stuff, and even the car was tiny. So everything felt like a toy, and I think that was so well done.
They did that well,
and so funny. And I love how she's trying to drink out of something and it's all pretend
until she gets the water in her face
in the real world. And I just love that, things that you wouldn't even really think of, and when you're using your imagination, it just really worked in this film where you just know a little girl's playing and making all this happen. That was fun to watch. I didn't know what to expect watching this movie, because I never sat to watch a trailer. I did see like glimpses of different commercials, like channel surfing, but I thought that Barbie and Ken would go on like a romantic adventure or something, and I was like, I don't know where this is going to end up, but I didn't know they were going to go into the real world, and they were going to be very different people and self-discovery.
I saw two trailers before this. I saw the one that's essentially the opening of the movie with the 2001: A Space Odyssey, dun 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 dun, dun which was fantastic, and that little girl is so good. I hope she's in more things.
That's awesome to hear, because like you were mentioning her at the beginning, I'm like, oh yeah, she is really adorable, and I'm like,
she's so the little glasses in the hair. And then the other one I saw, like in that trailer, they have her doing the dance. You guys ever think about dying? And I was like, I need to see this movie. I need to see this.
Yeah. And going dark for a second, but a lot of people have those thoughts, you know? And
that's life.
Yeah. And I didn't expect Barbie to say that. But it's true. A lot of people do think like that. And
not to get too philosophical, but for those of you who are, I guess, philosophy nerds, or more nerdy than me probably, because I don't know too much of what I'm talking about. But like a big theme of this movie is existentialism. Like they joke she's having an existential crisis, but that's like exactly what she's having is an existential crisis.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
She's realized that the world is absurd and she's going to die and there's no meaning and she doesn't know what to do with that information.
Yeah.
And in existentialism, like, I'm going to probably get this wrong, so you can correct me if you want. But there's essentially like 3 ways to deal with it. You can either make up meaning, which they don't recommend.
Yeah, you can make your own fantasy.
You can ignore it entirely and live in a la-la land, or you can, face the absurd. You can understand that you live in an absurd world and deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's what we get her just going through this crisis, realizing the absurdity of life and embracing it.
And it's uncomfortable.
And it's uncomfortable and it's scary, but it's life and we're going to go with it.
Yeah, it makes you stronger. It's easy to say that, but yeah, you have to figure it out and push your way through it. And even seeing Barbie with Margot Robbie, like it's good when she really struggled to the point where she was just laying on her face, like face down, because she didn't want to deal with it. And when all this stuff really got to her, she's like, I'm going to wait for that other Barbie to come over and do it for me. Fix it for me. And everyone goes through that. Like, we wish someone could fix something for us, but sometimes or most times it comes down to you. Yeah, you don't want to make a decision. I get it. Like, I get very indecisive too, but you gotta learn.
I love that whole part. Her sitting down and then her lying down and then her being straight.
It was like a doll. It was totally like a doll. Like you put your doll down and you fall over. So the detail was great.
It was very good.
Yeah, it was definitely very entertaining. I definitely enjoyed this a lot. And Ryan Gosling, he was freaking awesome as Ken.
He was great.
He was so chiseled in this. I'm like, is he CGI'd?
Yeah. I'm not kidding. He must be so dehydrated to have gotten like...
Yeah, you said because he was
you could see like every muscle.
Yeah, I don't know like what you have to do to be like that. But yeah, that was pretty impressive. And I love their mannerisms on, you could totally tell that they're dolls too, like how dramatic Ken was. And I actually felt really bad for him in the beginning too, because he was just, he only wanted Barbie's attention. And you mentioned at one point during the movie that something has to be done to help out the Ken, so they have like their own area or own houses or something, because they're just left out.
They don't have a place to live. The Barbies don't even know where they live. Like, don't get me wrong, Ken land, man of land, or land of men, or whatever. Not the best idea, but there is definitely a middle ground between the two, where the Kens have houses and jobs and a say in the government.
I know, because they kept belittling them, like, you'll figure it out. Like, you guys will have to grow up because you're little boys.
They're like, oh, well, we can't give you Supreme Court. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Which is, to be fair, I think they're very specifically making a point about the other way around in real world.
Yeah, I think so too. And
I think I could still yell at them while yelling at real world people for the other way around.
Mm-hmm. I want to say too that Mattel, I was impressed on how they made them pretty much the bad guy, and I'm like, how are they going to fix this at the end? And I knew it was going to be up to Margot Robbie's character, but I was like, Mattel's not going to go for that. They're like really rigid, and I love their chasing too, like trying to get to her like, the whole time. Everything's just bizarre. But, I'm happy how it turned out, where they actually listened to Barbie and were willing to change things, kind of. Not fully.
The guy did say it would make a lot of money.
You're right. They kept going back and forth.
That's why they did it.
They did go back and forth a lot, right? And then when Ruth took over, I guess they were just okay with that. Like, all right, well, we don't need...
That's the ghost that haunts the top floor.
Yeah. And I love that scene.
When Rhea Perlman shows up and tells you to do something, you do it.
I know.
That's the way it is.
Whatever you want. And I really like her talking to Ruth and actually going, like, turning into a human.
Which, I've written down Ruth because I'm like, this is going to be important. I'm going to have to look up Ruth later. And then they're just like, she's the creator of Barbie. And I was like, well,
and I wrote her name down too. And I'm like, she's someone important. I should know.
I already know.
Didn't play with enough toys, Mattel toys growing up. But that was sweet on how she was able to talk to Barbie and give her life. And
her tying it back to her daughter too, with the mother-daughter moment.
Yeah, and she took the name. Yeah, that's so sweet. And then when we started seeing those clips of different people, for a moment I thought those were going to be Barbie's new memories as a person, like a living human. But it was just memories of all kinds of people growing up and living life, like just living, truly living, and being themselves.
The day-to-day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hi, Luke. I know you can't hear me, but hi! It's Luke in the background. But Jessica, I wanted to thank you so much for joining me tonight to watch Barbie.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We definitely have to do this more often because
we do
have fun together, and it's been too long. Again, we went to college together, and life happened afterwards. You live in Pennsylvania, I live in Connecticut, and work, and anyways, I'm like, come join me on reactions. I do this all the time, and I just need to see you and reconnect. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I was so excited. This was a great movie, and I loved hanging out with you.
Yes, likewise. Definitely a lot of fun. And Mom and Kim are doing very well. They couldn't join us this evening, but who knows? Maybe in the future we'll see what happens. But we love you guys. Anything you'd like to add, Jessica, about this movie? I'll look at my notes too.
I just really enjoyed it. One note was America Ferrera's daughter said something along the lines of, if you can't make it perfect, make it better. And I thought that was
a great line.
Yes.
Great line, because that's more realistic and possible. And it's true, okay. And an ADD thing too. My thing is, I always add way too much on my plate because I think I have to do all these things all the time to really have a complete day. And then I don't. Like, I still am very productive, but I do half of it. And then I'm like, then you get discouraged and all that. So, yes, you can't be perfect, but you can do better.
You can be better.
You can be better. Yes. So I think that's a wonderful quote to go by. And that's way better. And I was just going to ramble on about what you mentioned before is that the color contrast between the real world where it was gray and then in Barbie Land we had the vibrant colors,
pink and vibrant.
Yes. So I really like that exchange or that difference as well. And I think things got more colorful at the end in the real world once she understood and accepted what she needed to do and who she is and all that stuff. So anyways, love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again, Jessica, for joining us. And we'll see you very soon as always. Bye, guys.
Bye.